So, a student, today we are trying to solve the problem of the English section, that is question number 91. We are starting from the question number 91 and then we will move on the more questions. So, a passage explain a place in such a way that picture is formed in the reader's mind is called what student? Narrative, expository, argumentative, and descriptive. So narration can be formed, student, it can be narrative. So this is not the correct one, student. Correct one is, what is this, student? If you see, this is the descriptive. Why it is the passage is descriptive, student? Here you can read this one. The primary purpose of the descriptive writing is to describe the person, place, or things in such a way that picture is formed in the reader's mind. Capturing an event through the descriptive writing involve playing uh, no this one, the close attention to the detail by using all your five senses. So this will be the descriptive, a passage explaining a place in such a way that the picture is formed in the mind of the reader. Next question, you see 92. One of the objective of teaching vocabulary is not the negative term. They are asking student in the term of negative. Develop active and passive vocabulary. So, okay, active and passive, this will the positive. Be able to use word different contexts, this is the positive. Enable learner to use the dictionary, this is the positive. Understand the meaning of the word. So one of the objective of teaching vocabulary is not to understand the, so the correct options would be option number A, student. Okay, so you see, this is again going to be the wrong. So enable the use of, enable learner to use dictionary. Dictionary, use of dictionary is negative sign, student. So here the vocabulary is the knowledge of the word and word meaning. As Stephen Sathal, vocabulary knowledge is knowledge. The knowledge of the word not only implies definition, but also implies how the word fit into the word. Vocabulary knowledge is not something that can ever be fully mastered. It is something that expands and deepens over the purpose of a lifetime. So the answer is that. Next question, let's see. Rohit, out of the figure of speech, use the sentence given below. The moon smiled at the stars around her. Simile, metaphor, oxymoron, personification. So point out the figure of speech used in the sentence given below. The moon smiled at the star around her. So this is the personification. Correct one. Personification is the figure of speech where the human quality are given to animals, objects, or idea. It is the opposite of the metaphor, but it is very similar. In the star, personification means representing a noun, humanating as it is were the human. Every class is the mixed ability class. So while dividing the student into different group for a language activity, a teacher should mix weaker and stronger. This is not. This is the weaker, stronger, negative. Give student different tasks according to their strength. This is the positive. This can be the arrange the group differently for the different kind of activities. No, put weaker and stronger student. So correct option is going to be option number 2. Let's check. This is wrong, student. Arrange the group differently for the different kind of activity. Mixed ability class is the group in which the children of various abilities are taught together rather than seeing being set apart in a group according to level. Active vocabulary consists of word which is used occasionally, we use frequently in daily to life are different. So active vocabulary are words that learners understand and use in speaking or writing. A learner center class should not be one where a learner personal view and feeling are taken into consideration. The learner should do the given exercise silently as silence is better for learning to occur. The learner are intrinsically interested and are inclined to explore. The teacher act more other participant in the no, not to be one where this is. Learners should do the given exercise silently as silent is better no. In a learner centered classroom, all student activities involve acting cognitive process such as creating problem solving, reasoning, decision making, and evolution. In addition, students are intrinsically motivated to learn due to the meaningful nature of the learning environment. Question number 97. While selecting a reading text for your student, which of the following is least important? While selecting a reading text for your student, which of the following is least important? The context of textbooks accessible to the learners to apply their own background knowledge. Okay, it is appropriate for their age level. It is hardly give space to think. I hate hypothesize. The language of the textbook. So this is correct. Constructive approach to the learning does not emphasize negative term. We need the negative answer. Why? Because it is does not. The question you see, it is the does not. Teaching as the transmission of knowledge from the enlightened to the unenlightened. This is the first itself is that aesthetic task meaningful context should be used. The learner knowledge themselves. These are the positive. Na? This is the negative. Unlightened is wrong. Knowledge constructs instead of knowledge reproduction. So option A is correct. Required. Fundamentally, constructivism say that the people construct their own understanding and knowledge of the world through experiencing things and reflect on those experiences. Summative assessment of learning. So option number A is correct. Assessment of learning. Summative assessment refers to the assessment of participant where the focus is on the outcome of the program. Which of the following recommended the three language formula? Chattopadhyaya Commission. Kothari Commission recommend three language formula 1968 under National Policy of Resolution. The Union Education Minister of India formed the commission under supervision of Kothari to evolve a language learning formula as demanded by non-Hindi speaking states, Southern India, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. First language to be studied most be mother tongue. Second language Hindi speaking state, English or some other modern Indian language. Non-Hindi second language will be Hindi or English. Hindi modern Indian one. Okay. Giving effective feedback to the learners means giving effective feedback to the learners, correcting their mistakes in the class, diagnosis problem, guiding learners. So this is feedback is most effective when it is given to the time of the learning. So that the student can make improvement as they go. However, written feedback can be beneficial to learning if the following points are taken into consideration. Which one of the following should a teacher not used while initiating the process writing approach? Which of the following should a teacher not used while initiating the process writing approach? Which one of the following should a teacher not use? dictating no, drafting, revising, proofreading before final. Which of the dictating not? A purposeful collection of the student work that demonstrate their effort, progress, and achievement in given area is called portfolio. NSC total record checklist. NSC total record. No. Portfolio. A portfolio is compilation of student work assembled for the purpose of evaluating complex quality and academic achievement, creating a lasting archive of academic work products, and third, determining whether students have met learning standard or academic requirement for the course, grade level, promotion, and graduation. Also, is teaching English to class 6 student and her class seems to be noisy. She is probably not able to manage the class, teaching crowd class, not bothered about the having group work. Asu is teaching English class 6 student and her class to that is teaching correct one. In group work they talk. Method is the body of the teacher adopt in the teaching learning process. A method is body of technique. The technique is the systematic procedure, formula, or routine by which the task is completed. During the colonial rule, the village suffered because there was no job in the village, no school in the village, not even enough land for exile, not enough food for the children. During the colonial rule, the village suffered because there was not enough food for children. Even the city people were not happy because business was not flourishing. There were not enough job for all. The trade was under the colonial control. There was not enough. The city people were cultured and well educated. Even they were not happy because they were not enough. There were not enough job for all. However, the cities were better off than the villager because educated youth got job. The youth happy, the children at least were not. The children at least were not hungry. However, the city were better off than the villager because the children at least were not hungry. Which one of the following is true? The Indian present was inferior to the Russian present. The Russian peasant could compare with the Indian peasant. The Indian peasant were superior to the Chinese. The Chinese peasant were better of the Russian. The Chinese peasant better than the Russian. The writer believed that should feel sorry at the sight of the poor children. Englishman. A Englishman should feel sorry. The English rule made India economically poor. The English rule made India economy poor. The average life of Indian during British rule was 27 years. The result was Indian lived a healthy life. Indian married young. Indian did not have. Indian was full of him. The town and city were forthering with happy young men. The underlined phrase means the town and cities were frothing with unhappy young men. The underlined phrase means angry with a wide off. The answer is full of. The town and city were full of unhappy men. The final indictment was inevitable. What does the underlined word means? Punishment. No. This is the accusation. Indictment means a formal charge. Accusation of a serious crime. The poet seems to admire farm worker. What common between the parlor general and field deserter? Both of them love fighting. Neither of them fights. What happened when work with mud gets bashed? It is abnormal. Hands gets dirty. Hands get dirty when work with mud get bashed. Both. The figure of speech uses line 12 to 14 is metaphor. Irony. Irony is the figure of speech in which words are used in such a way that their intended meaning is different from the actual meaning of the word. It may also be situation that may end up mud in the hand of good craftsman because useful of articles. Mud is the hand of good craftsman because a useful article. Enforce verses and pitches are metaphors of useful human labor. A metaphor is the figure of speech that identifies something as being the same as someone related things. For the rhetorical effort, thus highlight the similarities between the two. So this is what Hindi is not there in this one student. That is what is the missing. We should prepare the Hindi also. Fourth section is okay.